Hey, this is GatorX, and this package arrived at my doorstep the other day, and inside are all of the Elestrals starter decks. Now, if you don't know, this is a project that I've been following for a while. It is an indie trading card game headed up by YouTuber A-Drive. I've thought it's pretty interesting. I've had some of the prototype decks that I've just been playing around with my friends, and now that all the Kickstarter stuff is here, I think that it is going to be a nifty little card game at the very least, and we'll see where things go from there. But like I said, I'm very curious, and I think it's kind of fun. I want to just keep testing and playing. So whatever, yeah, we're going to be opening stuff up now. So we got one of each starter deck. Of every element so far, at least, and because of that, also we got the Founders Pack, the Founders Pack to open up, and I wanted to get the Artist Collection. I have some things to say about the art of this game, so I will get to that. And oh hey, look, you get a little you get a little thing. I am forgetting this thing's name because it's not technically out yet. This is a Frost Elestral that's going to be coming out next set, I think it was. Fleur, something like that. I'll put the name there when I remember it, but hey, we can add that to the pins. So let's actually get to the Founders Pack first, and we'll get to the decks, because the decks are pretty interesting, because there is a chance to get some rare things in each of the decks. So let's go ahead and cut to the Founders Pack. So I'm pretty sure these are all set, right? I think that was what it was, 27 additional cards. It's a really thick pack, kind of interesting choice, to include them all in that, but let's go ahead and open that up at least. And, I might as well mention, but at the end of it, I'll give some of my thoughts about, the Kickstarter stuff in general, and we'll talk more about things as we go. So it looks like everything here is hollow. Okay, so we got a Stellar Pandison, that's right. That was one of the things that was going to be guaranteed for the Founders Pack. Stellar Sparkit. Man, that thing looks pretty nice in silver. Normally this is like a blue little dude. Got a full art Viserys. Cool. Okay, yeah, there it is. There's two of them there. See, I haven't looked at a whole lot of the full art stuff up close yet. Got a full art Pandison, Stellar Sorlet, Stellar Astrabbit. Okay, that looks pretty good in black. This thing's like normally light blue if you don't know. Stellar Circle the Sky. Good to have. Stellar Warmite. Full art Voltempest. Okay, we got Zeus on the back of him there. Cool. Full art Cracking. Stellar Riceros. Stellar Boombat, which, I'm realizing, I'm saying this, I've been explaining a lot of stuff as if, you don't know anything about Elestrals, but basically Stellars are shiny. Everything, of course, the Founders Pack, that's kind of like the draw to it, is that, it's all these promos, but there are rates to get, things like this. It's like a shiny in Pokemon, or what are the other names for them? A Full Art Glidesdale, Stellar Foamy, Stellar Tadpuff, and you know what, I might as well keep explaining things. So this little symbol here, that means Stellar. That indicates Fleur Mine. Okay, cool, I was right. Which actually, I think I called it an Elestral, but it's actually a Spirit. And a Stellar Kinleo, Stellar Romagem, Stellar Veritaqua, Stellar Ignector, Stellar Earth Scout. I'm not a fan of the green ones. I like it because this dude's normally red. Stellar Earth Smog. Okay, that one looks pretty good in blackish blue. Stellar Earth Seer, which are a bunch of fire bears. They all go together. And then Majursa, full art. A Hydrake. Okay, that's just normal. Oh, it's the lighting that's different about it. Chilodle, which this was actually one that the Discord server helped name, or at least voted on names, and that is the last one. So far pretty nice, though. They are very, very warped, as you can see. Because hollow cards will sometimes get warped, immediately opening up. That's the first thing I noticed. So I guess that's kind of why I was wondering, about the packaging like this. The actual box, everything in the package was packaged very nicely, but I think just due to the fact that, whatever they're going through with the manufacturer in terms of hollows, and maybe the packaging like this kind of didn't help to keep them nice and flat exactly, but hopefully maybe you can flatten those out, maybe. But unfortunately, that's really unfortunate so far. But yeah, that definitely quite a draw to get some of these, because it's a bunch of guaranteed stuff. But normally for other Stellar things, yeah, you can see this was a little listed as a promo right there, because normally Stellar cards will be 1 out of 100 or so, or I think it was 100 for each one. Let's go ahead and get to that Artist Pack. Hopefully, though, these ones aren't as warped. Okay. so this artist pack, it features cards from the set, but with guest artists, and already it's not looking like a good sign. Definitely not as much as the promo pack, but just a little bit. So yeah, honestly, one of my criticisms about the game was that I wasn't the biggest fan of the art style. I felt like it needed a little more to pop on each card, and maybe you noticed that in the other ones, but these ones, I think, like the artist set, these are all guest artists, and they're all using like kind of different, obviously their own art styles. So we got Like a Volt, we got a Crack King, that's actually pixelated there. Okay, that's an interesting one. Tectaurus, or Tectaurus, I guess. Scavengem. Sakurasaur, this one I think looked really nice too. Just kind of like the brightness and kind of bringing the line art with that instead. Because normally a lot of Elestral stuff is like pretty, not lineless exactly, but it looks that way kind of. Hydrake, like the chubby little dragon there. Quackle, this one's kind of like interesting, kind of a, like I guess an older kind of watercolor-ish style. Sluggle, Necruff, that one kind of in a similar style too. Let me see, were they the same artist, or were they are the same artist. Cool. Alright, so far, kind of a fan of that. Sproutier, Carrion, Lycaris, oh, okay. Oh wow, why is it? Oh, I didn't know they could come in those colors too, but I guess I actually guessed artist. And another Quackle. Yeah, I like that one. I like that one a lot better than the standard one. Mustache, Vipyro. Ooh, that looks nice compared to the regular one. Maybe I should try and get like some of the regular stuff, or we'll see it when we open the decks. Exaltair, Sorlet, Joltin. Yeah, it looks a lot happy. Yeah, see, I feel like I can kind of better see what exactly is supposed to be going on with these creatures. Sonicor's a cool one. Zaptor, I gotta say Zaptor is probably my favorite spirit, and so this art really does it some justice. Galaxy. Okay, I'm feeling like the hollow patterns are kind of getting in the way of the artwork. Cinder. Demeter. Need that full art Demeter. Demeter, I don't know how to use. Equilinx. And Latigon. Cool. Alright, so yeah, these definitely, unfortunately a little warped. And like I said, I'm not really a fan of the hollow pattern. I feel like the art, unfortunately, gets a little lost on it, or at least on camera. In real life, it's a little easier to see these guys. But, yeah, I can see the little preview in the camera, and it seems like a little hard. Maybe in post, maybe I can try and fix things, because, I mean, it's pretty bright in here. But that at least was the draw to that, so, getting an extra little promo pack of those. But let's go ahead and check out those decks, and then we'll wrap things up. So let's, I guess, start in just any kind of order here. So as far as the decks go, I want to get them because I'm most interested in playing the game rather than like, opening packs of things or whatever. But pretty nice little packaging, I guess. Of course, it's a deck, right? Or it's a starter deck, so everything is listed there. Got a little blurb there on the back. The size, I think it's a cute little size. Unfortunately, though, it feels like it's maybe going to be just the cards. Or actually, I think he said, I think they said that it's going to have the cards and a die in there, like a little special die for each deck. But let's go ahead and open that up. Okay, already, that's not looking bad of what we got inside. So, okay, at least a little spacer, that's nice. So yeah, we got a special little die for each deck, kind of themed to it. Got the little symbols there, which is good to actually include a die with a deck. The fact that they're able to do that is good. And then good, finally we have a physical rulebook. I think that was one of my gripes when I got the what do you call it, the prototype decks, is that it just came with a QR code and it said, hey, scan this to read the rules. And I guess I can see why they didn't want to do that, so they can keep costs low before the big official launch, and especially because I think they were still kind of like hammering out the rules. So you can see here, yeah, it's version 1.2, but good. That's actually really nice that it includes it. In fact, Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't even include rulebooks anymore in their starter decks or structure decks and stuff. So, hey, that's a point up. But, so we got our brick of sealed cards here. I think you would see the Stellar on the top, which, by the way, all the decks have a chance to have one of the Stellar rares in them. But honestly, I think that die looks really nice. Good and well colored. So already I think that's, because that's basically what you would need. You got your deck, your die to keep track of, your spirit deck, and then a rule book. Very actually happy about that rulebook. So let's get these open and just kind of take a little look at those cards. So I'm actually going to take a look at whatever this little thing is on the back. And okay, so we got a little extra card that kind of tells you about the phases of a turn and some other important information. That's good. So in the Centaur deck, I don't know much about Centaur, so I only originally got two of the prototype decks. Hang on, let's actually just go through or just talk about the spirits real quick. So spirits, they're kind of like your energy, but they're also your life. So we got a bunch of Terratlas, obviously Earth. Got some Lycaris, some Wind, and some Lightning Zaptor. Okay, so that at least helps you kind of get through the deck a lot easier. So we got that Centaur. And yeah, that other the standard holo pattern, I think works better for that. Sprouters, here, what's the best way to go through a starter deck? Centaur, Sprouters, Timbers. Okay, which by the way, again, if this is something you're unfamiliar with, this is like, you know, basic, stage 1, stage 2, but also I guess in a way it's kind of like your level 4 or lower, and then you're like your level 5 and 6, level 7, 8, typically kind of. Spy Nymph. Let me just make sure everything's in focus there. So we're going to be going through their Spinosect, Giraflora, Equilynx, Tectaurus, Rummagem, got some Pegus there, some Arrowmare, some Boombat, Staple Stuff Nectar of the Gods. That's your draw 2, Ambrosia, Circle of the Sky, it's your recover, that's your move, and also draw power. Demeter, these are like your other Earth specific stuff. Demeter, Foloi Forest. That's what it was. Scythe of Demeter, Earthquake, Tornado, Thunderstorm, Poison Tipped Arrow. Okay, so I was looking at stuff. It seems like I think it's very good and very generous to at least include these, like 2 of these. I think it's 2 of these in like every single deck or every single starter deck, so that's good. However, I feel like, well, then again, it's one of those things of like, if that's how they wanted to build the starter deck. Unfortunately, they didn't go with the theme of like, oh, buy 1 and you're done. I feel like it's more of a buy 2 of each and you've got a good deck. But then again, if you're going to be buying, say, like all of those starter decks and then 1 booster box, maybe you'd end up a little better. But let's go ahead and just check out all the other ones because we've got some possible pools to get from all of these. So now we're on to the other one, and you know, I realized that like it only says Elestrals and starter deck on the front, rather than having like, you know, saying the type of it or you know, the signature card on the front. Got that Spacer, which again, I'm actually a big fan of that Spacer. The only thing is that I guess it's, you know, it's something you got to hold on to. In order, I'm just realizing that now. I guess you got to hold on to the Spacer, because then if you want to use these to transport your decks, aside from just like, you know, standard, instead of, you know, getting any other kind of box, other card games will include like the big packaging, and then they'll include like a little smaller deck box that you can put things in. So I guess there's that. There's that die. Again, I think the custom dice look pretty nice. And it looks like we got a regular Trifernal here. So minus the spirits, which are mostly fire, water, and some earth in the main deck. So this is one of the ones that I did have as a prototype deck, the Trifernal. So yeah, now I got everything in holo, or at least the, you know, the first card. Necrofs, Blazeris, Warmites, Floracne, Humbust, Kinleos, Volcaries, Cinder, Smoltuga, Veritaqua, Spy Nymph, and then into the staple stuff. And then your fire specific stuff. Cool. And again, I think like it's at least good that they're kind of like what's the word? Intending you to like mix things up with different spirits, because you know, different types, because you don't need to play only like one deck fully. You can play whatever you can summon with whatever spirits you're playing. There's that. Cool. Again, I know most of this because I did, like I said, I had the prototype deck. On to Lightning, and let's get all that. Alright, that's actually pretty neat. The die, at least. That's a cool color. And it looks like we got that regular Imperial. So, like I said, minus the spirits, which are mostly thunder, not lightning. Earth, and then some fire into the main deck. Got that Imperial, the Quackle, which I feel like we've been getting a lot of Quackle stuff. Signetric, Toxeon, okay, that's a newer one. Again, not included in the, again, that I gotta like become super familiar with. Galvenom, Riceros, Sparkit, Astrabit, Jolton, Boombat, some different art of Boombat than is in the proto. I keep talking about it. Spiniv, more Warmites. Yeah, did we already have Warmites? Or no, they were in the fire one. Okay. Stables, Nectar of Gods, Ambrosia, Circle of Sky, Specific Stuff Zeus, Mount Olympus, Thunderbolt Zeus, Thunderstorm, Earthquake, Shield of Achilles. Feels pretty standard. And now on to water. Predictably, that's a blue. It's a blue die. And looks like we got Majesty, the regular Majesty here. Again, Spirits, looks like it's going to be mostly water. Good amount of fire, some wind. And into the main deck. Majesty. Sluggle Glubby, or Glauby. Smoltuga. Krakatuga. Foamy. Apharos. Oh, I remember. Okay, this one is another one. I remember that was pretty community influenced. Oysteris. Mustache. Galaxy. Warmite. Pelicaris. Nectar of the Gods. Ambrosia, staple stuff. Your water-specific stuff. And then we got a bit of fire here. Eruption. And, well, I guess with the Warmites. And then, of course, Smoltuga needs... Smoltuga and its Ascension need fire. Or actually, Smoltuga helps with fire, and then Krakatuga uses fire. So, yep, pretty neat. And now, lastly, it's on to the wind one with that Penterror. I think Penterror looks pretty cool. And, of course, you know, the effect is pretty nice also. So, oh, wait, the die. Yeah, we're always looking at the dice. Okay, cool. That's able to be pretty different from the water one. The water one is like basically just dark blue throughout. This one's got some light blue in there. And yeah, looks like regular Penterror. So, all the spirits obviously are going to be winds, good amount of thunder, and then some water. But the actual deck, this one's kind of pretty neat. It's got Penterror, it's this big Hydra, got Hydrake, and then Twindra, and they're pretty good all together in terms of, like, you know, their effects in terms of getting from one to the next. So on and so on. Aramare, Glidesdale, P-Gust, Exaltair, Sorlet, got some Astrabbit, Boombat. Oh, see, that's the other art of Boombat. Elachik, Veritaqua, staple stuff. Oh, Resting Your Laurels. Wow, huh. This is the only one that actually came with it. So this was... I gotta reread that, but that's the other one. Circle the Sky, wind-specific stuff, Aeolus, so on, and then some additional lightning. Well, actually, thunder. Well, yeah, we had a good amount of thunder stuff in terms of, like, you know, Astrabbit helps you draw, Boombat destroys stuff, and then Elachik lets you search for runes. So, kind of neat. So anyway, hey, that's been my little unboxing of all of the Kickstarter stuff, or at least, you know, the decks, and then the packs. So far, pretty... okay, obviously happy, right? Because I got my stuff in a timely manner. The prediction, or at least, you know, the timely estimate for receiving this stuff was August, and it's July now, the end of July. And actually, I think I, here in California, was one of the last people, or at least, you know, one last of the US batch to receive my stuff. From what I hear, Australia received their stuff first. I think Europe, it's probably going to be a while. So, again, you know, relatively timely manner, but they're saying things are looking good for August for everyone else. It's been a good Kickstarter experience in terms of, like, you know, receiving what I had gotten, the different tiers, being updated pretty well. The actual game itself, I'm not necessarily going to discuss that right now. If you want to see, like, kind of like a full discussion about, like, the actual game and let's say the franchise as a whole, or at least, you know, some major first impressions, let me know. And let me know if you want that to be, like, kind of like a little talk like this on this channel, or if you want that to be like a full-on scripted video on the main channel, since this is pretty Pokemon adjacent. And hey, if you want to see me crack open packs, let me know as well. Let me know if I should open up this huge old chunky booster box, or if what I should do with it, because I could do other things aside from just open it. But yeah, let me know if that's something you want to see. Let me know if you're into the game, and if you're playing it. Like I said, I'm following the updates, and I had previously gotten the prototype decks to play around with friends, and they think it's interesting so far. I think, you know, both them and me, I guess, it's going to take us a while to, like, really fully be won over by it. I just wanted to check it out because I think that, hey, It's a fun little idea, and especially like something to watch intently, as I'm also working on some things in the back that are in really early stages. So keeping an eye on this is going to be good. Again, the deck's pretty. I think the decks are just super basic, if I'm gonna be honest. Which, you know, that's how like other starter and structure deck things are. Well, then again, I guess like things are kind of under the assumption that you're gonna buy like one of every deck and a booster box, and then by then things will kind of work out in terms of like the things you pull and, you know, how you want to build decks. I at least like that there's more creatures in the whole set beyond just what comes in the decks. You know, as you saw, there was a lot of stuff in the Founders Pack that just we did not get in the actual decks, like what Pandasin and Viserys. And let me actually focus that, and then well, that's another Pandasin, and then that. So I think I would like that. Again, you know, obviously the holos, not impressed with the holos, because just in being sent to me, they're already warped they're warped right out of the pack. And I'm not a fan of some of the types of patterns on them. Let's see, what else can I say about like the Kickstarter specific stuff? So yeah, there's that. I think the decks are fine, again, because like me, I'm not going to be getting super competitive at the moment. Obviously, there's when a competitive scene eventually maybe forms for the game, but I think for, you know, just messing around with friends, I think they're pretty good. But it would have been nice if there was a little more of that. You know, a little more of that. Only getting one of these when like the prototype decks came with like, okay, the little boss monsters, right? Each of the prototype decks came with 2 of them, and then the actual decks are only going to come with 1 each, and that's the only holo in the deck. So, I mean, it's not like, you know, it's not like printing holos is a big problem or anything. But then again, you know, maybe with that warping, maybe it is. I still am interested in this, like I said so far. You know, like this video is actually getting pretty long, and hopefully I got it down to a decent amount. But those are kind of like my first little impressions of that. So yeah, let me know again if you want to see that little booster box being open, and if you want to see an additional video talking more about the game itself, like the gameplay, and let's say the presentation as well. And let me know if you want that to be like a little casual video here on this channel, or if you want it to be like a big scripted thing on the main channel. So if you'd like to see more Elestrals stuff, also leave that in the comments, or other little card game adjacent stuff. Anyway, this has been GatorX. Catch you later.